gonna
Oh yes,
take too
you
much.
got to do
Maybe
that, mate.
maybe a famous.
No, you need to have a go. You need to get going on that one.
Right,
That's a
Trish,
good
give us a
topic.
start.
Hmm?
No, it's the same old, same old. We've been saying the same things for more than a year now.
Yeah.
All at the wheel, and that's the issue. So it's not gonna take much long. Anyways, we can start maybe then.
It's already up and running. Because it takes a few seconds to start. So I started it a while ago. I just thought while you were talking about that, I was starting it.
You cheeky bugger! You just wanted to
I was hoping
make
I'd
sure
catch you out.
you got this golden piece.
I thought you were going to go on a rant, and I thought I'd catch you on the rant about Ole before we started. Oh, me and Billy have been talking about. We've discussed all the topics now. We're a bit like, what are we going to talk about? Because we've already talked about it all. We're all talked out, so it's all going to be on you, Deep. So you'll be all right with that, won't you?
Yeah.
I'm sure you can manage, can't you?
Leaving everything up to me.
Well,
I guess
this is
there
what
is
happens
no
when you're
problem there. Come on.
this is what happens when you're the star of the podcast, mate. You get things foisted on you like this.
But can a voice take it for so long, assuming that it's still not broken?
That's true. You know, it might break halfway through, and then hey, as you try to talk about it, won't we?
Should we get on with the review of last week?
Yeah. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start on the games then? Yeah.
Yes. From top to bottom, Chris. What's the first game, mate?
I'm just going back to it now.
Palace Spurs.
Saturday, wasn't it?
Palace versus Spurs. Yeah, it was the first game.
Palace Spurs, you say.
Deeps. Yeah. Go on, Deeps. Tell us about the game.
Contrary to what all three of us assumed, Palace were a much better unit against Spurs, while Spurs were horrible. Hardly managed to shot at goal, let alone shot on target. And then, as I predicted correctly, Edward came on and stole the show.
To be fair, Deeps, we all said Spurs are shit. And they play terrible football.
No,
but we just didn't expect Crystal Palace to be any good.
Yeah, we said Spurs aren't good, but Palace are levels below them.
Well, it's hard to believe that. Well, Patrick Vieira's never shown anything, has he, in the past? So, just wonder how long it'll last.
But 8002 did say his teams are quite okay at the start. It just falls off as the weeks build on.
Yeah.
They had Harry Winks back, didn't they? Which, well, you don't know what I think of Harry Winks, but
yeah,
they had him back. So they weren't going to do much, really, let's be honest about it.
Yeah, but what was the point of that midfield? Højbjerg, Skip, and Winks.
Why do people rave about Højbjerg?
You just get one guy who's lovely to kick.
Can somebody?
He's more of a thug now, just kicking people and.
Yeah, but people rave about him and say
I know
key,
why,
and I don't understand it.
It's because once upon a time, Pep, when he was at Bayern and wrote his book, he said he's amazing, everything, when he was breaking through. So
wow.
People just think whatever Pep says is fact.
Yeah, but Pep wanted to sign Fred. So, his judgment isn't exactly the best. I mean, the thing he's always been poor for is, his transfers. He's always tended to weaken the side he's taken over rather than improve them. So, I'm not sure his judgment on players is something I'd listen to personally.
Yeah, but did Pep really want to sign Fred, or does he know that whoever City target Manchester United are going to go all guns blazing for them?
But they went in for him. It was just they wouldn't pay whatever it was, 50 million or whatever the ridiculous price was. They wanted him to replace Fernandinho, didn't they, and just kick people. The idea they don't want him to actually play football, do they?
Yeah, I know that's the truth, but what I'm saying is, come on, whoever City target and don't get, he ends up at United and then he's not good enough. Happened with Fred, happened with Sanchez.
I just don't understand the Fred thing.
We're getting off the topic here of the Spurs
Oh,
game.
yeah.
Sorry.
What did you think of it? What did you think of Edouard when he come on? Deeps is still doing the rundown.
Although he scored 2 goals, it wasn't nothing special because he didn't actually have too much minutes to show himself. Although the second goal was kind of straight at Lloris, and you would expect a keeper at a top, in quotation marks, top 6 club to be doing better.
Yeah.
But like I said that again. Because Spurs have Lloris and goal and their central defenders aren't good, so that was bound to happen.
Do you think Spurs will be alright this year? Top half? Do you think they'll stay in the top half, or do you think they'll end up slipping down?
I think top 7, maybe 6, maybe 7. I think that is the limit.
You think they're that good?
I think maybe a bit lower than that.
Yeah,
myself.
What about
but I said that is the limit. That is the limit. Even if
right.
they perform really well, 6, 7.
What about Palace? Deeps?
What about Zaha's performance? I seen some of the game and I thought he played really well.
Well, okay. First, I think Palace are gonna finish somewhere around 13th. Maybe low, 1 or 2 places lower. I think 13 is the limit. I don't think their squad is poor, that bad to get relegated this season. I think they've made some decent acquisitions.
They've got a goal scorer.
And on topic of Zaha, I don't know whether it was him being good or Emerson Royal being really, really poor.
Yeah, I didn't think he was. I've got to say, I didn't think Zaha was that good.
Emerson Royal on his debut was horrible.
He was really struggling, and Zaha just kept. If you watched it, I thought he kept wasting chances rather than playing that well. You know, he had no end product. Sorry, Deeps. Deeps.
Don't you make things happen?
I think it was a 6. I think it was a 6.5 kind of performance that looked 8.5 because of the way his opposition played. So
yeah,
he didn't need to be amazing. Yeah, Spurs really need Christian Romero back and him to fire from the get-go.
I just think they need a midfield. What the fucking hell's going on with my computer?
Alright, so what's the next game, Tris?
Sorry, it was just the VPN kept going on.
Oh, yeah? What about the big game?
Yeah, hang on, let me just check because the VPN kept going. It's alright, it's working again now. Sorry, the thing went off then. So it was just beeping at me. I was like, what the hell's going on? So, Arsenal Norwich is next.
Right, I'll take that. What a really poor game, I've got to be honest. 2 really poor sides. Arsenal I think can improve. I don't think Norwich can, but as a game, it was quite a evenly balanced game, and we all know how bad Norwich are. They can't score, yet they still had a couple of chances against Arsenal. Arsenal were quite poor. Didn't create much. McLean had a really good chance in the first half. Could have been ahead Norwich. And then there was the controversial goal by Aubameyang. They were asking for offside. It was close. I don't know how close, but they ended up with a 1-0 win. But it was a really scrappy game, and I fear for Arsenal this season. I don't think they'll be relegated, or can't see them finishing top half.
Was it not? Did it not look offside to me? I looked it to me. Aubameyang looked offside.
It was very, very close because you've got to have more than one man, because usually the keeper is behind the ball, and it was very, very close to being offside. And Norwich weren't happy at all about the goal being given, actually.
Well, I wouldn't have been happy if I was them, because it did look it. Thing is, you got to say, if Norwich had a goal scorer, they'd have won that game. That was the problem. Yeah. They offered no threat, really. There was never a moment when you thought these are going to score a couple against a really poor Arsenal side. I agree with you. They are truly terrible. In fact, they look to be getting worse.
That's the difference between the two sides, though. They have got goal scorers at Arsenal. Norwich have not got a goal scorer, and that's why they're going to struggle to get points. Even if they can play well, they're looking at a draw. And Arsenal have at least got goal scorers, and that's why, they won't get into a relegation battle, I don't think, but they're still a very poor side to watch.
I don't think it's weird this getting into Arteta again, because we all know what I think of him and that. But I did ask the question when I did the team review of Arsenal. I did say I think he's the worst Premier League manager of all time. In the Premier League, obviously, I'm not talking about all football. Just the Premier League, because can't remember before that. Can anybody think of a worse one?
I did give a shout out to Mr. Frank de Boer.
But didn't he only manage 6 games?
Yeah, that is what goes in his favor, because he only managed 5 games, 6 games at most. So you don't know whether he couldn't show how useless he was, how horrible he is.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair to him, he was trying to change Crystal Palace from a sitting deep defending system to playing football. So, it wasn't like it was the easiest job in the world he had, with players that weren't that good.
But the career he has had since then, that just means he was.
Yeah, I can fully understand that. I'm not arguing he's poor. I'm just saying, you've got circumstances that in his favour. It's like Billy said, what about a few of the Everton ones in the recently? It's like, yeah, but Everton haven't spent more than every other club in Europe during the transfer window. In fact, in the world, they're the biggest spenders in the world game in this last transfer window, and they haven't improved their team, have they, or their squad?
Yeah, and even Everton didn't have such horrible managers. Maybe they weren't good enough for Everton, or maybe they were just not good enough, but they weren't Arteta level bad. Come on, there's poor managers, and then there's Arteta like managers.
I honestly can't think of a worse one.
No one springs to mind. No one jumps out.
I mean, Roy Hodgson at Liverpool was awful, but he's shown at Crystal Palace that he's not too bad. If he's got the right setup for him.
Yeah, he just didn't fit in at Liverpool. The job was too big for Roy, and I really respect him as a manager and as a person. But he done really well at Palace, and he just didn't fit the Liverpool style.
Wrong mentality.
But he's still a good. Yeah.
he was happy with mediocrity. That's what that's what he's looking at. He just he's happy not to lose. That's what he's playing for. Arteta, I can't even see what he's intending. I mean, can anyone understand what he's actually trying to do? Because there's no. I just don't understand it. You watch them and there's no style to their play, is there? You complain about Ole.
They're not good to watch.
No. And they don't seem to have bought well. This is the thing. I don't want to get into the Saliba thing again because everyone knows. I think we should just move on from the Arsenal Norwich. I mean, Norwich are in trouble.
Okay.
You can't see them doing anything but going down, can you?
No.
Deeps, do you think they'll
What's
stay
our
up?
next game?
Well, they one thing going for them is that they played most of the big teams and Arsenal till now. So maybe against a slightly weaker opposition, they might show something.
Yeah, maybe.
They were against the weakest opposition in the league on Saturday, and it was a very close game. So I'm not sure that's going to pan out very well for them.
Are you talking about Norwich were against the weakest
Yeah,
opposition
yeah.
or Arsenal?
Well,
I'm not sure which
could
one
be
you were
both,
saying. Yeah, they probably
Could be
are the
both.
two worst teams I've seen this season. We'll move on to anyway. We'll move on to Brentford versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Which of course Brighton
Go on,
won
Trish, take
1-0.
it away.
Oh, that's me, is it? I didn't actually.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't actually see this game because, like I said, I've been rough the last few days, so I haven't had a chance to catch up on all these games. But from what I've read, about it, Brentford played, gave their heart and soul, but they just weren't quite good enough. A team like Brighton, if you're coming out to play against them, they've always got a chance of beating you, no matter how good your team is, because they play some good stuff. So
Yeah, they do.
it's one of those games you really wouldn't expect Brentford to get anything from, because they're a tough opposition for a team like Brentford who play football. Someone like Burnley is the ones that have got a chance against Brighton because they'll just rough them up. But yeah, when you come up against a Brentford who want to play football against them, they're always going to struggle. So I can see Brentford giving it a good go at staying up, to be honest. Of the three promoted sides, I think they're the ones with the best chance.
It was only a late goal.
Mm.
It was only a late goal that gave them the win, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so, they give it their all. And I'm sure the supporters are happy with them because they are giving everything. And, they're a bit unfortunate to lose, in my opinion.
I think they're just happy to be up in the Prem, aren't they? To be honest.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
last. Isn't it their first time ever in the top flight?
I'd like to see them survive, though. I really would.
Like I said, of the three, I think they're the ones who've got the best chance. But yeah, I can't see them stay. I've got to be honest. I think the three promoted teams are probably the ones that'll go down, unless Arsenal carry on playing like they do.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to Leicester Man City because there's not a lot to talk about with the Brentford Brighton. And Man City won it 1-0. Who's is this one?
Yeah, that's me. That's me. Yeah, good game now. Two really good footballing sides. And as usual, Vardy had a couple of really good chances. Yeah, he had one disallowed for offside. And then second half, Bernardo Silva scored the winner. But they both had some good chances. And Jesus missed a couple of really good chances. One of them, I have to say, was a brilliant save by Schmeichel. And but they both played really decent stuff. And Barnes had a really good chance at the bar. It could have been a draw, but City, I'd say, just edged it because they had that little bit more quality. But I've got to say it was a really good game. And played in good spirits and some really good play at times. Two really good sides.
Do you think City Man City, will be disappointed with the only winning 1-0? Because they seem to be really struggling. You know, they're looking like they need a striker, don't they? Is what I mean. Oh, you're gone again. Bloody hell's my VPN gone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they
got
do,
it.
Trish, yeah.
Well, Chris,
Yeah.
Man City might look like struggling without a striker, but your internet is struggling very badly,
Yeah.
right?
You have noticed. It's been alright for ages, but we were waiting for you. God, it's gone again. It's really having trouble today.
Not having De Bruyne, he's cut. He came back yesterday in the European game, but they missed De Bruyne. Any team in the world had missed De Bruyne, and thought they played all right without him. I think they're still probably the team to beat in the league.
I think you
I
know.
would agree with that, actually.
Yeah, I think. Should you think you both
Do you watch
think?
the game, Deeds? Go on, Chris. Go on.
So no, I was just going to say, do you think basically it's City's title to lose then? Man City again.
I think it's going to be very close between the top four. I think the top four are it's going to chop and change. I think if you beat Man City, you win the league. I think Liverpool have got a good chance. I think Man United are just that little bit short. And I think Chelsea are right up there with the other two. And any one of them three, and possibly United jumping in, could win that league.
Yeah, United have brought in Ronaldo, so they've got to be up there, and you've got to put them into consideration, haven't you?
Yeah, the only thing that's going to hold them back is the manager and his odd selections. But they're still going to be there or thereabouts, but I don't think they're quite good enough to actually get top spot.
What about Leicester? Chances of them getting top four this season? Will they finally stop throwing it away just at the last minute?
Not for me.
Yeah, they will.
Go on, Deeps.
You think they'll finish top
They
four?
will stop. No, I'm saying they will stop throwing away at the last moment because they won't be there at the last moment to throw it away.
All right, you think they won't even be in the running this time for top four?
I think they will be genuine outsiders this season, somewhere around 5th, 6th most of the season.
I'd agree with that, Deeps.
Yeah, I can't argue.
Basically, what I'm saying is that they won't. I don't think they will be in a comfortable third, fourth position with 5 games to go, like they've been in the past 2 seasons.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah, I can't see it either, but you never know, because, other teams could have a bad run, bad injury problems, and give them a chance.
Yeah.
But then again, they could have
Yeah,
the same
but
problems.
Leicester haven't been. Yeah, but for me, Leicester haven't been as good this season.
No, they haven't
They've
looked
been-
particularly good. How about
Yeah.
Vardy's been
They've
looking
been
good
poor.
though, hasn't he? How did he look
Yeah.
this weekend?
He was
Red
very
Bull.
good, He was very good.
He's not starting because
And,
last season he looked tired, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was his last season, last season. That might be the end of him. But he's revitalised and he's a good player. He's a handful all the time. He loves playing, and he was very good again. Very good.
Okay. So we'll move on to Manchester United v Newcastle United. Deeps can tell us how great Ole is for getting this win. Deeps? Oh, has my internet gone off again? I apologise for anyone who's having trouble with this. Or is it just Deeps gone off?
Oh, Ole
Nope.
is the greatest ever. Come on. He beat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yours.
It's not like
No, it's you.
It is you, Tris.
Yeah, no, I was going to say it's not like What was I going to say? Yeah, it's not like Bruce's team ever roll over for Manchester United or anything. So Ole must have worked a miracle. Oh God, has my internet gone off again? I apologise for everyone listening.
No, but to be honest, Newcastle were much better.
Were they?
Newcastle were much better. Like, they didn't roll over is basically what I'm trying to say. They were not amazing or anything. They were half decent at best, but well, they did get 1-1. They did get to 1-1. So they scored an equalizer. It wasn't like, okay, the game was done and dusted and then they sneaked a goal. It was an equalizer and they were kind of decent, I would say, but they don't have any attacking threat except for Saint Maximin because Wilson was missing and
did he not play?
And then Ronaldo just scored. Oh, I think he's injured.
Oh, Rob's joined
I think
us
Wilson was injured.
Good morning, lads.
Hello, Rob.
Evening, mate.
How you going? Good evening.
It's night here.
It's so confusing.
2 a.m. for me.
You just can't stay away from us. Is that what it is? I bet you're really disappointed. Treble Six ain't here, ain't he? Hey.
Yeah.
God, sorry.
Yeah, a little bit to be honest. I was looking forward to laughing at his jokes again, but
Yeah, you're the only person that ever does. So here we gutted to miss you.
And how are you today, Rob?
next time I hope. I'm good, Billy. How are you going?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Good, mate.
Yeah, did you enjoy your team the weekend?
Pardon?
Did you enjoy the Liverpool game the weekend?
The Leeds United game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did. Other than the Harvey Elliott injury, I thoroughly enjoyed that game.
Bit of a shame that for Harvey.
Yeah.
Can we go on to the Liverpool game and Rob can give us a little talk on the game? Is that okay with you?
Are we going straight on to the Liverpool? We still got Deeps hasn't finished on Man United Newcastle, has he?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Deeps. Go on, mate.
Well, Ronaldo scored 2, but those were, especially the first one was a clanger from Freddie Woodman. Another guy Newcastle were missing due to injury was Dubravka, I think. So
yeah,
clearly they need the goalkeeper and the striker back to even compete at staying up. I think when you guys were talking about Brentford looking the best of the promoted lot to stay up, I think it might be Newcastle to go down at their expense if they don't work up soon.
Yeah,
because Newcastle don't attack. It's like give it to Saint Maximin and then he has 4 defenders to beat and everything.
Yeah, and he runs down a blind alley.
But even if he was an exceptional player, 4 against 1 is a very bad odds. It's very bad odds for anyone.
But that is literally
your chance of beating the defense drastically go down.
That is literally their whole plan, though, isn't it? Just get the ball to Saint Maximin and see if he can make something happen, and that's what's really worrying.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you'd gone again.
My point. It's not a good. Yeah. It's not a good game plan to stay in the league for long. In the long run, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But at least Man United are on a roll.
What did you think of Cristiano there, Deep?
He's still got the tissues out. Don't mention it.
I must say, I was actually surprised. I was actually pleasantly surprised by how good he looked. Oh no, Chris. I might try to sound like I'm very excited or anything, but I wasn't half as excited as most of the fan base, but.
Or the commentators or Sky TV.
Well. I'm saying, for the second goal. Oh, you wouldn't like when I was watching Spurs and Palace game. The halftime show was all about Ronaldo, and they even had. I think they had 5 or 10 minutes section from Old Trafford itself. Fucking hell, come on.
Down here, I'm pretty sure on Optus Sport, our coverage, they had a Ronaldo tracker where you could track Ronaldo's movements and how he played throughout the game. So it was a bit,
Yeah.
full on, yeah.
The build up to the games, the build up to the weekend games was just talking about Ronaldo. There was no, on beIN Sports here. It was just literally talking about Ronaldo, nothing else. You didn't even know there was other teams playing. You're like thinking, hang on, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, or whoever it was the first game. And you're thinking, they didn't even mention either team until about 2 minutes before they kicked off when they read out the teams.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so because we got a lot to do. We get on to Southampton, West Ham. Who's got that one?
Interest.
Is that me?
That's you, mate.
It
Yeah.
would be me. That was just one of those stalemate. From what I couldn't watch it. You'd only watch so many games at once these days. It's quite weird, isn't it? Not being able to watch them all, one after another like you could last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just a point, Rich. Just a point. I just want to make this point. Who the hell thought it was a great idea to have Ronaldo re-debut at 3 o'clock when there is what's the term when they don't show the games and everything?
Oh yeah, that's a good point, Teeps. But I suppose they might not have been out. They probably didn't know he was when they picked them. They wouldn't have known he was going to be back then, because they would have picked him a month or so ago.
No, the fixtures you get confirmed maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks in advance.
Yeah, which is before he moved.
Then surely they didn't. No, but there were 6 games that wasn't it 6 games? Yeah, 6 games that kicked off at the same time. Surely they could have rearranged it a little bit.
I'll bend over backwards for Ronaldo, though, can you? Everyone's stopped. Life's got to stop because Ronaldo's playing for United.
That's what it feels like, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Very much so.
You're saying that, Billy, but like I said, halftime show for another match was all about Ronaldo, so they did treat it like that anyway.
Yeah.
What did you make of his performance if you were to single him out?
But like I said, I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think it would be that effective from the get-go.
Yeah. Did his job. He put the ball in the back of the net, albeit a bit of dodgy keeping from Freddie Woodman. But you know what? You got to put yourself in that position, and you have to have a shot to score. So, job well done for him, I guess.
Yeah, and
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, and the touch for his second goal was quite good. Like it's by the by, it's like it's just, you just take it as given from Ronaldo, but it was a very good touch, I think.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
I think that's one thing about United and Ronaldo going there.
Have you gone off again?
You gone off again?
No, sorry. Go on.
You keep breaking up, Tress.
Sorry,
it's
mate.
you, Tress, who keeps breaking up.
No, it's for me. It's.
I just want to go on.
No, go on. Just say stuff.
I just wanted to know if anyone thought with Ronaldo coming, will he put up with the? I know he'll have to. He's a player, but will he be happy with the way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is setting up the side? His substitutions, his lineups. Do you think Ronaldo might have a little bit of a word with him and have more of a say in how United are playing? Because he's obviously got the talent, he's got the wherewithal, he's got the experience. Do you think he might be having a little word in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's ear to say, I think he should be doing this, he should be doing that?
Before you lot answer, I've just got to say, considering we said you know, they were over the top with their coverage of Ronaldo. All we've done since then is talk about Ronaldo rather than we've moved on.
No, yeah.
We'd moved on and we still have to go back and talk about him some more.
Okay, yeah. Let's give up on Ronaldo.
No,
then.
you can't answer the question first. Let him answer the question now. You bloody asked it, you have to answer it now. Come on, Deeps, answer that one.
Well, I don't think Ronaldo is going to change the lineup or anything. I don't think he's that kind of a character. But what I expect from United signing Ronaldo is the level of expectations from boardroom level and from fans and everyone going up a notch. So I hope that mediocrity wouldn't be as acceptable to Manchester United Football Club anymore. And that basically means the death knell for Mr. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Thanks.
Okay, so
Interesting.
we'll move on from the... Yeah, we'll move on to, what was the next game? We've said this, at Southampton West Ham, it wasn't a lot happening from what everyone said. It was a bit of a, you know, Southampton aren't a bit of a side to watch, are they? Let's be honest. I don't know what... Ralph Hasenhüttl was one of those, just seems to have lost the plot completely. And West Ham, well, without Antonio, you know, he got sent off in the last minute. They're in trouble for the next few weeks, aren't they? Got sent off, was it 94th minute or something? 94th, 95th minute. So they're going to be in trouble for the next
How
few
many
weeks.
games is he going to be suspended for?
It's a 3-match ban, isn't it? Automatically, isn't it? 'Cause it was a violent conduct, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. Hang on.
Yeah, you're going up against us.
Am I? Oh, sorry. Just
Yeah, I
I'm,
think he's out
sorry,
for 3 games.
I'm trying to load up the page. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's running slow.
Yeah. Yeah, automatic 3-match ban, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So they'll be in trouble for the next few
So
weeks.
so Ole got lucky again.
Why are you playing them next week?
Ole got lucky again then. Yeah. This weekend we're playing them.
Oh, jammy bastard.
We're playing them twice, I think. I think we're playing them twice. We're playing West Ham in the EFL Cup as well.
I don't think he's banned for the cup.
The lucky bastard.
Is he banned for both matches? I
But
thought-
he's banned for the league anyways.
yeah,
He's
that's
banned
it,
for the
Paul.
league anyways, and I don't expect him to be playing in the cup games. West Ham need to wrap him up in cotton wool.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you know what though? I can see
They do.
Southampton being in the relegation battle. They look a poor side. Whereas West Ham, they'll be all right, but I don't see them getting into Europe again next season unless they, you know, without another goal scorer. Antonio's basically it. Without, you know, now they've lost Lingard from their team from last season. They just look a bit lightweight.
Yeah, they've got Bowen, haven't they, who's capable, but I think he needs more around him. I think he needs another striker with him. And without Antonio, he's not going to have it.
Yeah, they need an actual out-and-out striker. So we'll move on to Watford Wolves
Maybe
next.
Vlasic. Maybe Vlasic.
Yeah,
can
that's
cover.
true. They've got Vlasic, haven't they? I'd forgotten about him. Yeah, because he played up front, didn't he, Bill? He was an Everton player, wasn't he? Him?
Yeah, he played more on the wing for Everton, but yeah, he
did
played
he?
up front. But yeah, but talented young guy, but just never cut it at Everton. You know.
To be honest,
Yeah.
Billy, he didn't actually play much for Everton anyway.
No, he didn't. He didn't get much of a chance, to be honest with you.
At that point, Everton were in a bit of disarray, though. So, you know, it's hard to blood the kid
Yeah.
when you're in trouble. You know, when you're a bit of a mess, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is, yeah.
but what I'm saying is you can't really judge him on his time at Everton.
Fair
No,
point.
you're right, it's totally right.
It
Right.
would be like saying Donny van de Beek is a bad player because he hasn't done much for United.
Well, plenty of Man United fans are saying that on the Man United site because he hasn't played for Man United. They've decided he's crap. And then there's others who've decided he's the second coming.
He just hasn't had a chance, has he? He hasn't been
Yeah.
given it.
And when he does come, I mean, when he does,
The reality is somewhere in the.
yeah, we won't mention the
We're gonna get to it.
Champions
We're
League,
gonna
yeah.
get to it later.
Yeah, we'll go on to Watford West Ham. Watford Wolves even next. So who's got that one?
You were
Let me
getting
guess,
first.
that's me. Yeah, I thought it might be me.
Yeah.
Wolves finally got going. I mean, it's been coming a win for them, hasn't it? They've had the most chances created and that without scoring. So someone was going to get, it was going to happen. So yeah, it's Watford are not good enough, and Wolves are a lot better than their results have suggested so far this season. They're playing some really attractive football under Lager, whatever it's pronounced. So I can see them being all right this season. Can't see them doing too much because they don't have the strength and depth. But
Yeah.
you can see that they're not going to struggle once they get going. They'll be fine. Whereas
Yeah, I
Watford,
think so.
they're terrible. They really are terrible. It might be just me that thinks it, but I just think they're an awful side.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm very surprised they came up, to be honest. I don't think they're that. They don't look like a team that's good enough to come up even. But then Norwich came up.
They're a hard-working side. They're a hard-working side, but they haven't got the quality. And that's where you're going to struggle in the Premier League. You get away with it in the Championship half the time. But when you come up against better sides, like you do in the Premiership, you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
You haven't got the game to survive.
Yeah, because they can normally in the Championship, you can normally take advantage of opposition mistakes to pick up their goals if you're working hard. But you can't get as many that way in the Prem. So anyway, let's move on to Chelsea Villa because that's really it's not really.
Well, they have one formula. They just have one formula to Watford.
It's the Chelsea Villa game. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Watford have only one formula for them. Sack the manager and rely on the new manager.
Yeah. Yeah, that's works most of the time, but I don't see it working this season.
That kept them in the league for 2-3 seasons, and that got them up again. Because last season they were somewhere around 5th, 6th, something like that. They sacked the manager, and with the bounce, they just got up to 2nd.
Ah, right.
That is basically how they cracked the league.
Ah, that's what happened. I don't remember how they were getting. I wondered where Zisco came from. So it was a new manager. I was thinking when I was doing their team review, I was thinking I didn't know Zisco was in charge. Last time I'd looked at him, he wasn't. I must have missed it, but now that explains why. Anyway, we'll move on to Chelsea Aston Villa.
Well,
God, why do I keep saying West Ham?
There's a reason why I know.
Chelsea Villa, that's me. Good win for Chelsea, 3-0. But it wasn't a 3-0 game. Anyone who watched the game, they started off very well. Chelsea had 3 corners in the first 10 minutes, looking really, really lively. And Lukaku, again, great player, playing really well, scored the goal. You thought he might kick on from there. But actually, Villa came out and gave it a really good go. And you probably said they were, in the first half, they were probably the better side. They had some really good chances, and Mendy made a couple of really good saves. And, they played some good football, and they never had that Buendia, they never had him playing. And he played really well. So, I think they've got a really good future. And Wally Watkins played his first game of the season. And he again had another couple of good chances. But then, as always happens, they're on top. Chelsea break away, and Kovacic scored. And that basically put the top hat on it. They had a go. Again, Villa tried everything, really done well. And then Lukaku in extra time made it 3-0. It wasn't a 3-0 game, but Chelsea were always the better, always going to win the game, even though Villa played really
Wasn't it
well.
mistakes, if I remember rightly? Didn't Mings make a mistake for the second goal?
Yeah, Tyrone Mings with a back pass. It was,
Yeah.
yeah, that was for the Kovacic goal, yeah. And then, he started to recover from that. Then they had a little goal to try to stretch themselves. And Lukaku got one in the extra time. But Villa were quite impressive, actually.
Do you think they'll be all right then, Villa?
And Villa were missing their key players.
I think so, yeah. I think they'll comfortably finish top half.
Yeah.
It looks that way.
Sorry, Rob.
Sorry, what was that, Rob?
It looks that way. They've invested their money well, and I think they'll be pushing to the top half, the top 10 table. Obviously, can you hear me?
Sort of. You kind of.
It's breaking up, Rob.
You like it underwater.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I try and reconnect?
No, you're all right now.
Okay, I'll be back.
No, you're all right. Oh, okay.
Villa were
Interesting.
Why do I bother? Why do I bother answering? He took no
Right.
notice anyway. Go on, what were you saying, Rob? Or is you reconnecting? I'm confused. Oh,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
There we go. Bloody Australian internet down here.
the issue is with Tris. The
Yeah.
issue is with Tris and his internet.
VPN's
not
updated.
Australian internet.
Yeah, the VPN's
Oh, okay.
updated and it's
Take that back,
playing up
Australia.
to a bit. I've not got the settings right, obviously, because I had to change the settings last time. So obviously need to fix them.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So what were you
Yeah,
saying
no,
anyway?
No, I was just briefly talking about Villa. I just think that they'll have a decent enough season where they'll look to finish in the top half. I think they're good enough to finish in the top half. Invested their money really well. Some of the signings they pulled off. So I think they'll be all right come into the season.
I think you're right, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do look a decent side, but is that enough for them? Is that enough ambition for the way their fans seem to think they should be up there challenging for European places? Will they do that?
Not with Tyrone Mings, no.
I have to agree with Rob.
Yeah.
I think he's an awful player.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a fan, and I don't know how he gets into the England national team either.
Oh, I know how he gets in the England
Two
national
words.
team.
No.
Two words.
Southgate.
Gareth Southgate.
Because he's fucking useless. Southgate is the terrible manager. He really is a clueless one. But
Did he manage in
Can't
the Premier League? Did he manage in the Premier League? He might be an
he
answer
managed in
for
the
your
Championship, didn't he, with Borough? Wasn't it?
Yeah, but middle player.
He failed miserably, I remember, but I think he was in the Championship. He's such a tedious bore as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why people rave about, why they love him. Why are they giving him a new contract? I mean, for God's sake, he's shit. Get rid of him.
Speaking of contracts, I noticed tonight while I was looking through Sky, Sean Dyche signed a new 4-year deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That was
I remember
bound to happen. That was
Yeah,
bound
we've
to
been-
happen because Tris said he might leave.
he jinxed him.
Yeah. They obviously listen. Well, I was saying they've got to sign him to a new contract, but him and the owner weren't seeing eye to eye. So obviously the owners turned around and said, "No, I'll support you now," because that was the
Yeah,
problem.
4 years.
So you'd have to be freaking crazy to buy a club like Burnley and then let him go, wouldn't you? It's the only reason they're in the
Yeah.
Premier
He's the
League.
biggest asset, isn't he, to be?
Yeah. He's over anything else that club's got. He's the number one
Yeah.
asset. His football may not be to everyone's liking, but you can't deny he's worked minor miracles there.
Burnley will come later. Burnley will come later.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. So should we let Rob loose on Leeds United Liverpool?
Burnley are the main event.
Yes, go on, Rob.
All right, so this week I haven't prepared with my notebook because I didn't really know I was coming on until last minute.
Here come the excuses. See, he's let us down. He thinks he's made it now and doesn't need to prepare. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Let's have it off the cuff, Rob.
All right, so off the top of my head, the atmosphere was electric at the start. I think the game was of a high intensity from both teams. They had an early chance off memory with Rodrigo that probably should have done better than just smacking it at Ellison. And I felt like after that, we just dominated for majority of the rest of the half. Martip pushed up, saw him go on one of those marauding runs again that I know Ed was a bit funny, Tris was a bit funny on for a while, but it was to a great effect, and he played on to, I think it was Trent, who whipped in a nice ball for Salah. That was a nice goal to score there. And then we just never looked like losing that game. We've played really well at the start of the season. I'm pretty happy with how we started. And it gets to half time, and everything's good and everyone's happy, and I'm loving what I'm seeing down the right hand side. And then the unfortunate injury to Harvey Elliott. Really, that was luckily enough, the coverage I was watching, they didn't go through and show any replays, so I didn't really want to see that because it is quite sad, and I'm devastated for him. But it's unlucky. I didn't think there was any real malice in the challenge. I didn't think he meant it, but it's just one of those things, I guess. What do you think of that, Tris?
I'm with you on that. I think he was just, it's just a challenge that players make it every single week. And we and Billy were talking about, we say, and I agreed with what Billy was saying about this. It's the kind of challenge Fabinho makes every week. Just Harvey Elliott's foot caught, and they say, studs caught, and that was it.
Yeah.
It turned into a bad one. Bad luck rather than any malice or anything.
Yeah.
Rob, can I ask you, did you think the decision would have got should have been overturned, Rob, for the sending off?
Oh, that's a tough one. Look, I probably wouldn't. I don't know if that was a red card, personally. I don't know what you guys think, but, I don't know. I think it was, like Tris said, it was accidental, no malice in it. It's one of those challenges that happen. Fabinho's does it all the time, things like that. So I don't know about a red card. I don't think it would have changed the course of the game in terms of the result, because I thought we were playing really well, up until that point and even after that. But yeah, red card, I'm not too sure about that. I kind of did feel bad for, is it Stroik? I don't know how to pronounce it properly.
Yeah.
You could tell he was, it upset him too, seeing it. And I think Virgil went over and, patted him on the back and, consoled him in a way. So that was good to see. But in terms of a red card, Bill, I don't know if that's a red card in my book.
No, I don't think it was, Rob. But me and Trish were talking before, and didn't Harvey Elliott conduct himself very well, thanking all the supporters and all the well-wishers in the hospital, giving his boots and his shirt to a kid who was in the hospital with him, and the way he talked afterwards, not blaming the guy who broke his ankle, and admonishing him of any blame at all. And he spoke really well, really grown up, and I thought he was a credit to the football club and himself, the way he conducted himself.
I'm impressed.
Everton?
No.
It sounded like you said Everton. Credit to Everton FC, I thought you said. Like, what? You can't claim Harvey Elliott. I'm not having that.
No.
No, I'm really impressed with him on the pitch, off the pitch as well. He's shown a good level of maturity for me too, Things like that. I mean, he's just come off a horrific injury. He's in hospital. We all heard about giving his shirt and boots to the kid, and the messages of support and things like that. He's showing maturity, in my opinion, beyond beyond his years. I mean, when I was 18, I definitely probably wasn't like he was. So, look, it was really good to see. I was glad to see Fabinho get on the goal sheet as well. I think he had an excellent game. He doesn't score too often, but when he does, it's a good feeling. It's a good thing to see. And we've got to talk about Mane, the grafter. I mean, he just couldn't buy a goal. I think we should have put the game to bed by the first half. He tried. He looked like he was overthinking it a bit, but I'm really happy he got the last couple minute, whatever it was. I think it was 92nd minute goal. So I'm glad Mane got his goal. Hopefully that does him a bit of good. Moving forward, this can kind of kick him on a bit now to, start finding the back of the net more often. But yeah, no, very other than the Harvey Elliott injury, very positive performance. Really happy with the lads, but that injury does leave a bit of sadness for me. I was really upset watching that.
It was Mane trying too hard, do you think, Rob?
I think sometimes he overthinks it a bit. I don't know if Tris agrees or not, but a couple extra touches that maybe he shouldn't do. But that last goal, the way he took it, was like the Mane of old. He just turned, cracked it, bottom corner. It was a really nice finish. So I'm not giving up. No way in hell I'm giving up on Mane as he's dropped off. I completely agree. Since I heard you guys talking about it, how since he got the COVID last year and all that, his levels have dipped a bit. I think the crowd's affecting him. The crowd's not being there last year have affected him a bit as well. But yeah, I still think he's a class player. A lot of the things he does, the touches, the speed, creating space. I just think the goals, once they start to come back for him, we'll start to see Mane like the old in no time.
Didn't he still score something like six? Didn't he still score
double
figures last season?
Thank you.
Mane. Even though he had, by all accounts, a poor season, didn't he still score double figures? Rob?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I think you're right.
It just seems too many chances for me.
Sorry, my internet.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm pretty sure he did score double figures. But, when he set such a high bar you're right, Tris.
No, carry on, sorry.
He set such a high bar the season before last, and he was almost one of the best players in the world. Yeah, no, he was, the season before he got the COVID and before the pandemic came along, he was absolutely flying. He was unstoppable. So
he was Liverpool's best player. He was Liverpool's best player the season before last.
Yeah, I agree. So for him to come downwards as of last season's performances was a bit of a hit, but I'm definitely not writing him off. I definitely think there's still a lot of goals in him. We still got a lot to see more of Mane, so I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Should have sold him.
For how much, Deeps?
Whatever you got, maybe 50, 60, 70. Somewhere around 70. Somewhere around
Just think,
70 million.
he could have been a Man United player. He nearly joined Man United, didn't he?
No, but he kicked up a fuss about not being able to join us.
Yeah. And that was why they eventually sold him to Liverpool, because he was kicking up a fuss and they just wanted to get him out. So
very lucky man.
Thanks, Deeps.
Thanks, Deep.
So we'll move on to the big games now, the Champions League one, because there's nothing else left, is there, in the Premier League?
Oh yes, there is, by the way.
No, I don't
remember. The Monday Night Spectacle.
No, I don't remember
the Monday Night Spectacle.
I think we go straight into Tuesday. We don't need to talk about that, do we?
You certainly do.
The
comeback of all comebacks.
Go on, Billy. Take it away.
Yeah, talk about the Everton game. 3-1 win to the Blues. Good win. That didn't look as though it was coming first half. Burnley, very robust. All over Everton. We set up the wrong formation. 5 men at the back. Well, 3 centre halves, 2 wing backs, and it didn't work. Everyone could see that we were in trouble, and straight after the first half, basically, Burnley scored, and I think we were going to get back into the game. We were playing that bad.
Mm.
And then bit of magic from Townsend on the wing, crossed. Keane, very good header into the corner of the net, and the game totally changed. He brought on Gomez, sacrificed Godfrey, the centre half, put Gomez in the middle, and we control the game. And let's talk about the goal by Andros Townsend, the second goal. What a
belter.
strike. What a strike from the guy. Everyone was writing him up.
Hang on, Abid was
Yeah.
writing
Guy
him
in
off.
particular.
Let's be honest,
Yeah.
it was just Abid. The rest of us, I was saying, Rafa knows what he's doing. He's worked with him before. He likes him. That's what I said. I'd just like to point that out. It's Abid who is talking about him being Dross Townsend and that.
Yeah, he was, yeah. But other people were as well, not just him. Even Evertonians were very underwhelmed with Gray.
Yes.
With Gray and
But
Townsend.
Billy being underworld and literally making fun like Abid was, there are two different things.
Yeah, it is. But even our own supporters were saying, we were expecting a couple of, new manager, a couple of nice marquee signings, and we ended up with Gray and Townsend. And the supporters were saying, what's this? You two players, like 1.7 million for the two players. They turned out to be two crackers up to now. Gray is on fire. 3 goals. Excellent start to the season. Andros Townsend played well. And they've made a massive difference. But the biggest difference has been the manager. He's proactive. It wasn't going well. He changed it. Changed the whole complexity of the game. And Everton ran out 3-1. Could have been 5-1. We played really well second half. And that's all down to Benitez for me.
So you're not going to be singing Rafa Benitez and calling him the fat Spanish waiter anymore then?
He's not actually. He's a thin Iberian food saver now. He's not a fat Spanish waiter no more.
Iberian fruit server.
No, it's very
So
good.
far it's working out really well then with Rafa. Early days.
It is,
though,
yeah.
To be fair.
It is early days, and we're going to have a slump, and you're going to get the football supporters that we do have wanting them to fail. They do. I wish I was wrong, but some people still aren't happy with Rafa Benitez, won't give him no credit. But most of the supporters, and I'm saying this now, most of the supporters love what he's doing, but you still have the minority who just can't accept him. But up to now, he's done really, really, really well.
Yep. Yeah, very good start to the season, Bill.
Yeah, very good. Excellent start.
European places for Everton, do you think, at the end of the season?
Too early to tell. But because I think we're light as a squad.
Haven't you got the Conference League and that now, though?
Yeah, but we haven't got the quality if we get a couple of injuries. And players like James Rodriguez doesn't help when he can't even get himself fit to compete for a game. And Rafa is totally right in his stance with him. Unless he's going to be fit, he's not getting the game. And, all you want is your player to be fit and give you 100%. And he's not prepared to do that, so he's on his way. And I'm glad he's on his way.
Just trying to think, what level? Now they got the Conference League. Is it Europa Conference League? It's called what?
Yeah.
How many places now get into Europe?
7.
Yeah, 7, I think it is, Chess.
It was 6.
He could get
before,
there.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it's only one extra place, I think.
Oh right. Oh well. No, I still see Everton doing it.
Well, you
I
can
hope
win the
so.
League Cup. I think if you win the League Cup, you get into Conference League.
Ah,
Oh,
right.
right.
I think it might be like that, but League Cup is gonna be won by Man City, so it's gonna be 7.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think Man City will win it again?
Pep is the only manager that takes the competition seriously. So
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
So should we move on to the Champions League games? Because I know Deeps has been dying to talk about Man United.
I'm not gonna
Why not?
bite. I'm not gonna bite.
I think that's the only
Come on,
game.
Deeps, give us your assessment of Manchester United
Did you see?
against Young Boys.
Before we start on that, should we just run through the others on Tuesday night? Just a quick, because like Sevilla's Red Bull Salzburg, they had 4 penalties in the first half, didn't they? First time that's ever happened in a game, and it still only finished 1-1. How do you get 4 penalties in a game and it finishes 1-1? And Bayern Munich absolutely destroyed Barcelona, didn't they? Chelsea struggled against
Yeah,
City.
Mullen again.
Do we want to talk about that? Do we want to talk about
No,
Bayern Barcelona?
That's the only. I don't know. That's why I was thinking. Do we want to talk about any of the others before we get going? Let you unleash on Ole. Don't need this much. Talk about Barcelona as shit. Let's be honest. So it's not really a lot to talk about, is there? It's not like It's not like Bayern did anything special to beat Barcelona. They're a very poor side at the moment.
And your friend Ronald Koeman is very near getting a chop, getting this sack.
It's unreal that he's still there. It's another one like Arteta. You just think they're crap. How did they keep? How did they hang on in the summer?
Yeah.
Genuine question, Tris. Can Barcelona afford to sack Koeman?
That is a very good question, and that might be what's keeping him there, because he'll be on big money.
Laporta openly said he's not the manager I brought in. I don't want him to be managing us ideally, but still he's in the job. So surely that must be part of the reason.
Yeah, that can be the only reason, really, can't it?
Yeah, they can't sack him, and they can't go out and bring in someone like Xavi because they cannot afford his compensation package.
If I remember rightly, Xavi has a thing in his contract, a release for Barcelona.
But surely it's not gonna be for free.
The club he plays for is owned by same people who sponsor Barcelona.
Oh, right.
That's why he's there in the first place.
Yeah, I wonder how long it's going to take Barcelona.
Go on, Rob.
You're breaking up again, Tris.
Am I? Sorry.
I wonder how long it's going to take Barcelona to sort themselves out.
Years, I think.
Because, yeah, like Tris said, they look rubbish.
They're in real trouble, aren't they?
They need La Masia to come good. Yeah, they need La Masia to come good to sort themselves out on a quicker basis because
but
the debt is above 1 billion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've sold all the youngsters, haven't they? Only Ansu Fati's left, isn't he?
And Ricky Puig, who doesn't get a look in. Ricky Puig.
Oh, right, yeah, but he never gets played. Why doesn't he get played?
Ricky Puig. Because apparently he leaked some of the confidential team talks or whatever. So Koeman doesn't like him because of that. But it's all just reportedly. So believe it if you want to. Don't believe if you don't want to. That's all I'm gonna say. But we do have some decent youngsters. Pedri, Ansu Fati. They brought in a young young player from Austria as well, Demir. He's said to be a decent prospect.
It's not the Barcelona of old, is it? Who used to get all these Galacticos and all these top players. That's all stopped, hasn't it? And
Yeah.
they're not going to be the Barcelona of old, are they, for a long time? And
Yeah, that's the way it looks.
it really does look that way, Rob. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, they've got to build around Ansu Fati. He's the star man, but he's what?
Well, you'll hear
18,
no
19.
complaints from me out of that.
It's going to be a long time before he's ready to lead the team.
Mm.
So we'll move on to the Man United game then. Young Boys versus Manchester United. To be fair, I mean, they're not the only ones to have been brought down by Young Boys, are they, Man United? We won't go into that because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do any bad taste jokes about Gary Glitter or anything
Rolf
like
Harris,
that.
yeah.
Rolf Harris, Prince Andrew. Yeah, I won't mention any of them. We'll just move on. I mean, Young Boys playing in Wankdorf Stadium. It just says it all, really, doesn't it? That still tickles. I've known that for since I was a kid, so probably 30 odd years, and it still makes me giggle every time I see it that they play at Wankdorf. I think that shows the level of my maturity, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's because you've not actually grown up.
Yeah.
Come on then, Deeps. Give us the rundown, Deeps, on the game, please.
Nothing much to say. Happened even with the greatest managers, that is Sir Alex, when he lost to Basel. So I'm not gonna say anything.
Come on, Deeps.
You've got
Get
to
on
tell
it.
us what
Come on,
happened.
Deeps. You know you want to.
I'm not gonna bite. I'm not gonna bite Trish.
Oh, hey.
You can troll as much as you want, but I'm not gonna say anything.
So you don't want to mention about the bad management that came on, when he went down to 10 men and he decided to basically try and shut up shop and play 14 defenders. Well, 10 defenders, obviously, because exaggerating slightly there, but
I've got nothing to say. Like Jose Mourinho once said, nothing.
So you were happy with the choice to play Varane at right back, wherever he brought him up? Yeah, and Lindelof stayed in the
Right centre back. No. Yeah.
Play Lingard in midfield. You're all happy with it all,
You're dragging me. You're dragging me. Okay, yeah, I'm happy. I'm not gonna bite. Oh,
Oh, come
hard.
on, Deeps. You know you want to.
Bloody hell! You get one of the easiest groups ever, and you go out and lose in your first game after going 1-0 up. You bloody idiot!
But you're not going to bite, yeah? But you're not going to bite, Deeps. Well done.
Madness is like gravity. You just need to push them, and then
Oh, bless you. Still, you've still got what?
what the fuck was
No.
up with all these tactics and everything? Come on!
He's lost it.
He's off now. Go on, Deeps. Tell us.
You get a goal. You get a goal against a weaker team. They're lucky to be in the Champions League, because in a different year they would probably lose in their second qualifier or whatever it is. You're playing against a team that has bunch of, to be blunt, nobodies. You get a goal, and then your right back, who is known for being good defensively, tries to attack, gets himself sent off, and the
Rightfully
genius,
so.
yeah, rightfully, but the genius then brings in a right back, yeah, the genius brings in a right back who is not good at defending, and then 5 minutes later thinks that let's just try to defend our way out of the game. Let's try to stop playing football at all. Let's just bring everyone behind the halfway line. And then, lo and behold, you lose.
So, reading between the lines, you're not happy with what Ole did then?
Wan-Bissaka got the red card, but Ole lost us the match. That's
Yeah, I think you're about right there.
we should have won that game. We should have won that game even with 10 men. We should have
Yeah.
just like we're a team that is allegedly very good on the counter attack. If you're playing against 11 men, you get more opportunities to do that. But that freaking idiot brought on 2 defenders.
Yeah, he gave up the advantage, didn't he? You still have enough on the field to attack them, to put another midfielder on if you want, and control the midfield. But you all sat back. You invited the pressure, and he scored 2 goals. And that was always going to happen, the way he set the team up.
Answer me this, Billy.
Oh,
Answer me this.
go on, mate.
You have two midfielders playing in a double pivot. One is renowned for being horrible with the ball.
Yeah.
And one
Sorry, which one's
came
that?
out of Ajax Academy, and
Horrible.
I'm going to get to that.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Federico.
I don't know you
Yeah.
can mean there.
And one came out of Ajax and was renowned for being oh come on. And then who do you decide to give up? Who do you decide to bring off?
As long as he didn't. pull him
Obviously, you try to trace your young boy jokes are getting
off. I
off.
know. Come on. You have to throw them in. It's a wank dog. You've got to get these jokes in for it. Come on.
I joined this podcast thinking I'm not gonna bite at all, and I'm not gonna laugh at any of these young boy jokes. I thought I've heard them all, but
You think you've still got enough deeps to win that group or to qualify in from that group?
the reality is we've got Ole. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Like
Was that
even
Lingard?
last season? Last season we saw in the Champions League itself. We can beat the likes of PSG and Leipzig. We actually spanked Leipzig 5-0 and then lost to Istanbul Basaksehir. With Ole, there's nothing that cannot happen.
True.
Yeah.
Do you think the big wins and that are more because of the opponent, meaning that the players are up for it on their own rather than because of anything he's done?
Well, if I might be very much blinded by my lack of respect and my lack of how do I put it really?
Faith?
Lack of faith in Ole as manager, but I don't think we win the games because of him. I think we win games despite him.
Yeah.
I don't.
Did you see any of the game?
Sorry, Billy?
I was going to ask him, Rob, did he see the game? Did you see the United game?
Oh, I didn't watch the Champions League game of United. It was they're on at a really hard time to watch the Champions League game. So the only one I usually catch is Liverpool.
I bet you're gutted
right,
you didn't
okay.
catch that one, innit?
Only watched the highlights though.
Was there any?
Was that
Well,
Lingard? Was that Lingard's back
yes,
pass?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, it was Lingard, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing through ball by Lingard.
But the thing is,
I mean,
Why did he move him back into midfield? He suddenly brought on Marshall and put him in midfield, Lingard. What was that about?
That's literally Ole. That's literally what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does.
So,
Ronaldo looked a forlorn figure up front,
Oh.
didn't he, on his own?
it's not just that.
He wasn't happy, was he?
Did you see him in the stands watching, in the subs bench after he'd been taken off? His face,
Yeah,
disbelief I think, was the closest word I can think to it.
yeah.
And
Oh.
he took off Bruno with Ronaldo same time. I think you take two of your better players.
Well, it worked out well for him.
Yeah.
At least it was only 2-1. It could have been 5-1.
Yeah. They really did pressure you, didn't they?
They could do nothing else really, Trish, could they? Because they just sat back. They never attempted to get forward.
Yeah, they
So
handed
they were
over this-
inviting the pressure. They invited the pressure, and they took advantage of the young boys.
Don't say it like that. Come on, Billy. It doesn't sound good.
he's beginning to sound like Rolf Harris himself now, isn't he?
we need soap and water. That's what we need.
Tiny kangaroo down sport.
Right, let's move on to the Liverpool game now.
Well, I was going to say, should we
I'm going
quickly
to
run
give
through
Rob a
the other
chance
games
to
before
talk
we do
about that, Rob. Seen the game?
Should we just run through the other games quick if there's anything
Well,
to talk about? Man City or anything? Ajax, thrashing.
Oh, go on then, Trish. Go on.
Just going to say any little points. I've got to say the only thing I saw, like I said to you earlier, is I was watching the Besiktas Borussia Dortmund game and I was thinking, what a player Jude Bellingham is. And then I woke up and it was half time in the Liverpool game. That was the last thing I remember. Went for a pee, sat back down to watch the second half and woke up at like 7 hours later and I'd missed the game altogether. So I wasn't happy. Wasn't a good night for me. But Jude Bellingham, what a player that lad has turned into. He's getting better. I mean, I thought he was fantastic before, but that game, he was a class apart. Really was.
What about Holland?
Yeah, he didn't really do. I mean, the goal he scored, he should have had 3 or 4 really. So yeah, it wasn't that good. He should have had at least a hat trick. He had a few easy chances, or decent chances that you'd expect a player that's supposed to be world class. You'd expect him to bury at least 2 of them at the very least, Really, he should have had at least a hat trick, and he got 1 goal. So, but it's enough to win, so it doesn't matter because you're better off having a striker who scores you the 1 goal that wins you the game than scores you 7 in an easy match anyway, isn't you? So, but yeah, I wasn't impressed with him. He shows good movement and that, but I don't know. He didn't look. Bellingham just stood out so well. You know what I mean? It was just like everybody else was a bit in his shadow, to be honest. And it was interesting.
Do you see him coming? Sorry.
No, he'll come to England definitely. Somebody will pay big money for him.
I was going to say, do you see him coming?
Manchester
Do
United.
you think he'd move to Manchester United?
He might under someone like Conte.
Fair point. If you had someone like Conte, I could see him moving there. But he's far too good for an Ole team. To put it that way.
Yeah.
The other games, just going to say, Sheriff Tiraspol of Moldova won first ever game in the Champions League group stages, and they won it, and won it well as well by all accounts.
Yeah.
The others is not really any to talk about, apart from.
Have you ever heard of that Sheriff before? I haven't heard of Sheriff.
Yeah, they play. They usually drop out and end up in the Europa League. They always win the league, the Moldovan league. From what I can remember, they always seem to be in it. But they always drop out in the qualifiers. So yeah, I've seen them a lot in the qualifiers, but they've never been in the group stages. I think the big shock result has to be Club Brugge drawing with or Club Brugge, depending on where you're from, drawing with PSG. Surely that has to be
Yeah.
Is this a sign that Pochettino still hasn't got the touch?
Yep.
Well, Chris, I don't like to say I told you so, but I told you so.
In what respect? In what respect do you not like to say I told you so? Because you're always bloody doing it, even when you didn't tell us so.
No, but last week
I mean, you were going on about the
winners.
prediction competition you had with Billy. You're telling us you won, but well, you know, I, as the judge and final decider, I went through and it was all on the Everton game, and you didn't win. I'm afraid. Sorry, who's that? Have you got a? It
think
sounds
that
like a
was-
railway
it's
announcement
Dennis
in the background. So what did
But
you
I
tell
did
us
win
anyway,
the prediction
Deeps?
competition.
Deeps,
Go on, Dave, what did you tell us?
I said PSG, although they are everyone's favorite, but because they have Pochettino, so they might struggle to actually live up to the billing. Lo and
Right.
behold,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was always the worry though, because
Mystic
he's not good.
Peaks.
Though most people seem to think he's fantastic, I don't understand it.
No.
So the rest was a bit nothing really. Just apart
I
from
He's
think
never actually won anything.
I think he's good. I think he's good, but everybody thinks he's very, very good. That is the issue.
yeah, fair point. Yeah, he does an okay
Yeah.
job, but that's it. It doesn't go any
He
further.
he
No
is
discipline.
just Tottenham Hotspur personified.
Yep.
What's a bit harsh? That's a bit harsh to call anybody that. Oh, Deeps, that's just cruel.
But that's also the truth.
Oh, you're a nasty man, I tell you. That's saying those kind of things about anyone. Oh, I tell you.
Would you take Pochettino instead of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Deeps.
Oh,
Not
you
when
take-
there's not when there is Conte available.
Oh,
Conte
right.
is available, so I'm not gonna take Pochettino.
Okay.
all right. Say there wasn't any Conte. The choice was simply Ole or Pochettino.
Oh, Pochettino hands down.
Ah,
Yeah. You're right, Deeps. as well.
okay. That's a fair point then. So right, we'll move on to the Liverpool game. Rob, take it away.
Well, like you as well, the game was a 5 a.m. kickoff for me. So I haven't slept since the night before. So it's been a long day. I think I did wake up in the 25th minute or so. It was a bit of a hard wake up this morning. So I didn't see our first goal until I watched it afterwards.
Here come the excuses.
From all accounts, we started off with a bang. Pressed them really well, played them off the park, and then they just hit us with 2 late goals at the end of the half, which kind of came out of nowhere. What did you make of those?
Go on, Billy. You're going to
He
have
missed
to
a
talk about
penalty,
it.
didn't he? Salah missed a penalty, didn't he? Which really changed the game. You
Yep.
were 1-0 up, flying.
Yep.
Got a penalty. Salah missed it. And the game changed.
I think I jinxed him because I think the other day I said that
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did, yeah. Fairly, you said, didn't you?
something like that, and I think I jinxed him. So,
Isn't it like 4 years
So-
since he missed one? Or something they were saying. I'm sure I heard them say when I was going for a pee.
they got the early in the second half. They had the early goal disallowed, which was a bit of a sigh of relief. And then I felt like we played good, and I just want to say what a hit by Jordan Henderson as well. Reminded me of something Stevie G used to pull out. So I was glad to see him get on the score sheet. Yeah, and most important thing for me was just getting a win on the first game of the Champions League. So very happy we got the win, the 3 points. Yeah, Yeah, like I said, it's probably another game I'll definitely want to rewatch. It was a bit groggy this morning, but look, I'm very happy we got the 3 points again. Good start. AC played decently, I think. Keeper probably for Salah's goal probably could have come off his line a bit quicker, I think. I think he hesitated for a second, which gave Salah a bit of time and space to just be able to put it past him. But other than that, no, I was actually quite impressed. I thought it would have been a bit of an easier game for us, but they put up a good fight. They scored 2 quick fire goals, and like I said, most important thing for me was just getting that first game and getting a win. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Gotta say, Rob, I'm really disappointed with your lack of preparation this week. Anyone would think you didn't know you were coming on. You really let us
Truth,
down.
I was about half an hour from going to sleep. So
yeah. Sorry, mate.
Can I ask something about the game? Jordan Henderson, fantastic goal, great player, love him. But when he scored, he ran over to the Liverpool crowd with his hand on his ear and pointed at them. What was that all about? Is that because of all this talk about not signing, wasn't going to sign a new contract, or what? I just wondered what that was all about.
He might have been copping a bit of stick as well during the game.
Yeah, maybe. I never seen all the game, but I seen him score and I seen him make the gesture to the crowd. I just wondered what that was all about,
Bill, I wish I knew, because I was quite surprised to see that myself, especially from Henderson.
Yeah,
Probably more surprised to see the goal before his celebration. So, look, I love Hendo.
I was just going to say one more possibility. Had he heard somebody shout, shoot, before he hit it, and that was what he was doing, he was saying he heard you and pointing to them. That's just another possibility it could have been, if you don't know,
Oh, yeah. Possibly, yeah.
Because that often happens,
just wasn't sure it was all about. Yeah. But he's been a great servant.
Tris, what did you think of Origi this morning?
You're asking the wrong person. I told you I fell asleep. I haven't seen it. I've been ill all day as well, so I've been literally just the moment I sit still, I've been just falling straight back to sleep. So I've literally been it's 10 minutes at a time. I've been trying to put it on to watch, and I can't stay awake long enough to even get it started.
Sure, you'll enjoy it by the end of it.
I can give you an answer on that one, Rob. He was awful. He was awful. Don't be wrong, he hasn't had much time to play, he's always been on that bench. But this was his chance to maybe shine, and he was bloody awful, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming him, but he was awful.
Yeah, I agree. Can't see no future for him. Surprised he wasn't sold in the summer. Maybe that's because of the overpricing or lack of interest. I'm not fully sure, but I'm surprised he wasn't moved on. So,
and he
had a chance. Want to leave? Yeah. So, not sure what's going on there.
Would you like to see Minamino get a bit more a chance instead of him?
You know what? Funny you mention that, because I actually would. When he was in the team a couple of seasons ago, when he kind of first got brought in, I did. It's hard to judge him when he's only coming on for 5 or so minutes a game. But there was a few games that he was playing that, I was liking a bit what I saw. I'm not going to sit here and say he's a world beater or anything like that, but there was, some nice movement, and he bloody goes and gets himself a goal. I think it was against Palace. And then that was it. I think we loaned him off or something not long after.
It's a Southampton, yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm not sure. It's hard to say again, because with the financial situation, if a decent enough bid comes in for him, you'd have to take it and make a profit. But when he did play, when he was getting a bit more time and run of games, I didn't mind him what I saw.
Quick question.
I thought he would have been a better agent than what Origi was for me. I think he should have started. He's more suited to the European game, and I thought Minamino would have been a better pick. But that's just my opinion, of course.
Was he fit to play?
Yeah, that's a good point actually, Rob, because he's coming back from injury, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, I probably would have expected him to start.
Ah, that might be why he didn't start.
Maybe, yeah,
That
maybe.
We got
that is exactly why.
we got a question off the chat on the YouTube because there's one person on there chatting, so we've got one question. So it just wants to know what opinions on Naby Keita's performance.
Yeah, not good for me. Not good. Good chance to do something in a European game, but not good for me. I'm not liking how it's going for Naby, to be honest. It looks like we're gonna take a massive loss on him. So yeah, not too pleased with him at the moment.
Would you
No.
sell him?
Pardon?
Would you sell Keita if someone
I mean,
came in for it?
yeah. If a suitable bid was to come in, I definitely think he's someone that can
What
be
would be
replaced.
what would be the suitable bid in your
Well,
opinion?
that's a good question because we did bring him in for a a tidy fee 4 or 5 years ago, whatever that was. Geez, I'm not good with finances. I don't want to say something that's completely lowballing him also, but I don't know, Tris, maybe, what do you think, 25, 20? I'm not sure.
Me, I'd pay someone to take him off our hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say even $1 million wouldn't be
Look,
lowballing.
ideally, I'd like someone else being brought in to play in the minutes that he does get, integrated into the side. But yeah, in terms that we know how FSG are. They're probably going to want something. We do know that they overvalue the players a bit. So I'm guessing if a bid of 20-ish million pounds did come in, I think he'd be off, and we'd have to cut our losses with him. But he's had long enough to kick on with us. Consistently out injured a lot. I think that might be down to lack of effort in training, things like that. So yeah, that's going to go down as a bad buy in my opinion, and I can't see him ever revitalising his career with us from here on out.
I think to be honest with you, the injury to Harvey Elliott is going to give him a second chance because I don't think he can afford to lose another midfielder, and I think he will get more game time than I think he would have if Harvey was fit and well, and I
Yep.
think he'll keep hold of him for maybe another season because of that.
I mean, I hope you're wrong about keeping hold of him, Bill, but I do agree with you. I do think he's going to get more time. I really hope he could show something, kind of like when he was in Germany, but I just highly doubt that's going to happen at this stage.
No, it doesn't look that way.
By the way,
That's why
did Curtis Jones play?
So, mate,
Did Curtis Jones play last?
He
He
came
was
on.
sub. Yeah, I know that much because I saw his Instagram thing about it.
He's done
Oh,
okay
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
done
He's
okay.
a player I like. I don't know why he cops as much,
like
stick
him.
as he does, because I actually like Tris. I agree with you. I do like him as a player, and I think we've got a valuable asset there in the long run. So I don't know why. I do read a lot of the what the fans say on your pages and stuff, and I don't think he deserves to cop the stick he does, because I think we've got someone there that moving forward in the long run, he's still a young lad. I think we've got a good player in there for the future and for now even. So no, I'm happy with him. He came off the bench today. He showed a little bit. I'm can't complain with that. He's coming off an injury as well, if I'm correct. I think
Yes.
he's coming back from an injury. Yeah, so that'll come for him as well. But if everyone's fit, I mean, obviously not including Harvey because of his injury, I'd be playing Curtis Jones over Keita any day.
I like Jones
You're right.
myself.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like him too.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him play more games, but obviously he's been injured, so it's not been that easy.
Yeah.
Right, so we might as well move on. Oh no, actually that's all the games, isn't it? Don't know if you want to know tonight's scores. Celtic are winning. West Ham are winning. There's nothing else of it. Celtic are beating Real Betis. Oh.
Oh, nice.
They're beating them 2-0 right now, but it's only half an hour, so
Yeah, Tottenham are drawing away to Rennes. Oh no, that's it.
Bayer Leverkusen, yeah. Marseille are drawing 0-0. Bayer Leverkusen are losing 1-0 to Ferencváros.
Yeah, I didn't think they were that interesting, to be honest, Deeps. The rest, they weren't really like... It's not really anything interesting there, is there? No, like, shock results or anything, you know? Anyway, so
Well, it's
should we...
Mikel Antonio that scored.
Is it?
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, they'll really miss him in the league.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
should we move on to any other business, so to speak?
Go on, Chris.
I was going to say there's I think sorry, I haven't got notes because obviously I've been ill, so I haven't got notes to go from. But the only thing is, I was talking about it with your boyfriend there, Rob, Ed Treble Six, the other day, and he was talking about Craig Bellamy leaving Anderlecht as assistant manager job because he's got mental health issues. He's suffering from depression. It's come back, and obviously Tyrone Mings gets a lot of abuse about his being open about his mental health issues.
Mm.
Yeah,
I saw that pop up on one of the pages I check. Hopefully, he's all right. Mental health is a pretty serious thing, so hopefully he gets himself right and does whatever it is that makes him happy. And hopefully we see, if he's going to continue his career in coaching, hopefully we see him around the game.
Do you think something like that is something you just have to walk away from the game because obviously it can't help with the highs and lows of it?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know him personally, so I'm not sure like what he's going through. But if it is depression and stuff, that can be quite serious. Some people maybe can't cope with it. Like I said, I don't know what he's feeling, what he's going through, but it all depends how he is as a person and how he feels about what's going on. Maybe he wants to come home. I'm not sure, but in my opinion, you got to always look after yourself. That's the most important thing, yourself and your family. So he's got to put himself first. If he's going to step down from his role, then I hope he's all right.
Because he's had this problem for like most of his life, hasn't he? With Craig Bellamy. I don't know about Tyrone Mings' problems, but yeah,
yeah.
Craig Bellamy has had it as well. I mean, he used to lock himself away in his room, didn't he, and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know much about that, Tris.
Yeah, that's why he had the drink problem and that, and he got into trouble and that. It's all linked to him having mental health problems. It's not like he's not actually, when you get to know him, he's not actually a nasty piece of work like he seems. He's quite a nice lad, you know what I mean? He wants to help people. He suffers with depression, and when you get depressed, you can turn into, you know what I mean? You are nasty to people without actually meaning to.
Mm.
It's
like it's his own worst enemy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard thing. You do take it out on other people. It's not his, it's not necessarily his fault.
Mm. So well, hopefully he sorts himself out, and he's better in the long run for it.
Yeah, I do worry. I do think he's got to say that, like, maybe his health is far more important than staying involved. Because I think he'd be better off just working as a pundit again. Because he did quite well. He was quite interesting because he was open and honest when he was a pundit. I don't know if you saw any of his punditry.
No, I didn't see much of it, to be honest.
He did quite a bit on pundits. He did quite a bit on beIN Sports, and he was talking about things like, because he worked with Brendan Rodgers when he was at Liverpool, and it was him talking about how we remember when we played one of the Swiss sides and we got beat away, and we couldn't figure out what they were doing. Apparently, he was saying.
Was it Basel?
I think it was, yeah. I was going to say Basel, but when you think that's probably wrong, because it's probably young boys again, let's be honest. But no, I think it was Basel. Yeah, Basel faulty. Yeah, but they couldn't figure out what they were doing because they were playing a 3-5-2 in possession and a back four, or the other way round, a back four out of possession. I think it was a back four out of possession and a back three in possession. and they couldn't figure out what they were doing, saying it took them 2 games to figure it out. It's just beggars belief. They should have known what they were doing. They were doing it all season in the league. And you're thinking, Brendan Rodgers has got all access to all the footage of them playing. How could he not have figured that out before going to play them? It's bizarre.
I don't think much has changed with him, to be honest.
No, tactically he's just not he's a great coach, not a great manager. Why is Deeps gone quiet? It's always worrying.
Because I don't want to slag Brendan Rodgers every podcast.
I just wondered, I thought because normally when you're quiet, it means you're up to something, causing trouble. It's like having kids, you know what I mean?
That railway station.
At this late hour, no chance.
Late hour, it's only isn't it like 11 o'clock? What time is it there?
11. Yeah, you're right. 11 is quite late for kids.
Yeah.
That's true. You are only we keep forgetting. One day when you
School and roads.
see that, you should be glad about young boys winning then, as you are one. So before we go, is there any other topics anyone wants to discuss?
Dyson is for your contract.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, that's it. I knew there was something else. Yeah, that's a brilliant move for Burnley. Well, we touched on it, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, Tris, is there any other manager you want to give a contract extension? Sorry.
Jurgen Klopp.
Is there any other manager No, you can just say he's gonna get sacked, and then within a week there's gonna be a new 4-year deal, or he's gonna walk out, and then there's gonna be a new 4-year deal.
Well, they were at Lockett. They'd been arguing all summer. That's why they brought in no players. Virtually, they had a really bad summer recruitment. That's because him and the owner were basically at each other's throat all summer. So the fact that they've signed it, suggests that they've sorted out their differences, and he's obviously going to put some money behind Dyche. You would think. It's about bloody time as well.
Yeah, but Burnley are in quite a bit of mess because they have a lot of contracts coming up in 2022 and 2023 for key players.
They were at them last summer as well. They were just losing players because they had no, because it was in the middle of the takeover and that, they weren't able to re-sign them.
Yeah, like Pope only has 2 years to run on his deal. Tarkowski and Ben Mee, they're both gonna be a free agent this summer. Like, they're key players for them. Even Eric Peters and Matt Lawton. They're not amazing players, but they're fundamental for the team. So,
but you got to say, when you're talking about like Burnley, the players wanting to sign new contracts, the fact that they've given Dyche the new deal, surely that'd increase the chances of the players signing, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has increased, but what I'm saying is, surely they must have promised him quite a bit of funds because the team they're in desperate need with recruitment and younger players, better players. You cannot just keep hanging on in the league, aiming for 17th every season. You need to try and kick on.
True. So you think that's what'll happen?
No, I think it's a bad move on Dyche's part. I think Burnley have run his course.
Interesting.
He could go to Arsenal. Couldn't he? He'd certainly do a better job than what Arteta doing at the moment.
But that would be a step back. That would be taking a step down. from Burnley to Arsenal.
That's a fair point. To be fair, that is a very good point. You
Billy,
I
can't-
think
Billy,
my mum.
Billy, a gun to your head. Who would you rather back to stay up, Arsenal or Burnley?
Arsenal.
Oh,
Class will
Burnley.
always out. No, not Chelsea.
Yeah, class will always trump, and Dice is, I wouldn't say top class, but for a team in the bottom half, Dice is top class. Arteta is crap.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Deeps. Hate to say it, but I'm going to agree with you on that one. Oh, God, I hated to do that. It makes me feel sick. I'm sorry, Billy. I really hated having to do that, mate.
Arsenal will come good. Believe me, they'll come good. They'll
No.
finish 10th.
Only if they sack Arteta.
Billy, yeah, I think Arsenal have a good team, a good squad, but they have Arteta, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Very similar to United, really, isn't it? You know, great players, but not playing as a team. And I think that about United at times. I think they could set up better. I think there's a stronger side there than what Ollie's putting out at the moment. And I think they've got the same problem as Arsenal. The manager just isn't good enough.
Yeah, holding him back.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot
I'd say so.
we forgot to talk about Donny van de Beek.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's just had another chance, has he? I
Yeah.
feel sorry for that lad.
And it's the way
I
he
really
got
do.
dragged off. He was the first one to get. I nearly said pulled off again. For fuck's sake. Apologies for that. I've done that gag once. Don't want to do it again. Okay, yeah, he was the first one. He took. We did immediately. Both me and Deep said on the widget, didn't we? He just doesn't like him. It's clear.
Oh, like someone as soon as Wan Bissaka got the red card, someone on the live chat said he's gonna take Donny off, and
Yeah.
lo and behold, it happened. Boom.
Yeah, well, you knew it was going to be. It was just you were just
Was
waiting
he-
for it, weren't you?
Yeah.
Like you could have taken off Pogba.
Yeah.
He's known. Yeah, he's known to be quite how to say it, quite
Shite.
nonchalant. Yeah, he's someone who shrugs off his defensive duties from time to time.
Yeah.
Take him off if you want to defend.
Yeah.
Was Ole the one that signed Van de Beek?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What Van de Beek says is he was convinced to sign for Manchester United after having a video chat with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because Van de Beek was going to Real Madrid and Barcelona before the whole pandemic struck.
Oh, okay.
Koeman wanted to take him to Barcelona, but before that, Real Madrid wanted to take him. So those two teams were gonna be in for him if the whole pandemic hadn't happened. Lack of
Well,
funds
look
for those teams, and then we swooped in because Ajax had promised him a move in the summer, and Van der Sar, because he has connections with United, he offered him to us. We got the move done quite swiftly, and then Ole had a video chat with Donny that basically convinced him to join us, and he never got a chance to play.
Do you think, though, he
that's
signed him with the sole intention of using him to replace Paul Pogba?
I don't know.
Because that seems
That
to
is
me
what-
that seems to me of the idea why he signed him.
Yeah, but he can. But even if Pogba is still there, it's not like he doesn't get played much or anything because he's not good. He scored in his first appearance for Manchester United. Never played. He was quite good in his last full 90 minutes. That was last season against Southampton. That was the Cavani game when Cavani came up in the second half. Like, he doesn't get any chance. There is no fair chance for him. And Pogba has been poor for so many years, so many games, and then he gets played. Fred is Fred. He gets played every game, but not Donny. At least give him a chance to show whether he's good or not. That is my issue. I don't agree with the idea that Donny is poor, so because he doesn't get a look in, or Donny is so good but Ole doesn't give. Because I've not seen him enough. I've not seen him enough outside of the Eredivisie.
So you think there's a real...
Go on, bro.
Sorry.
Rob, go ahead, mate.
Sorry. So do you think there's a chance that, mid-season or the end of the season he could be off?
If I was Donny, I would have been knocking on Ole's door from July onwards. Because he's not going to give him a chance.
Yeah.
For his own sake, he should leave Manchester United.
Yeah. Fair call.
It makes me sad to say that, but I don't think Ole is ever going to play him. Maybe it's because Donny is very positive that maybe rubs Mr. Negative Nancy off the wrong way. But something isn't quite right with Donny and
Can I ask you about another one of your players that's an anomaly to me?
Go on.
Jadon Sancho. You courted him for over a year, paid massive money for him, and I can't see what the big deal is about him. I honestly can't. I haven't seen him have a good game yet. I'm not talking about the 4 games he played, whatever, for United this season. I'm talking about the England games, and I've seen him in gym. He's not that good a player for the big deal he's made of him, trying to court him for over a year and paying massive money. What do you think of him as a player, Deeps?
Well, I've not seen enough of him on a regular basis to pass a judgment on whether he's great or he's bad. But I was of the opinion that Sancho was a move that we didn't need to make. There are a few reasons for that. Firstly, we have Greenwood, who was playing decent from the right wing.
Yeah.
Secondly, he's 21, so he's gonna block the path for Greenwood.
Yeah.
Third, we need, because he's 21, he doesn't bring enough experience for our relatively young attack. We've relied on old strikers because our other attackers are quite young. Rashford, Greenwood, even Martial. He's only 25 now. So a little bit of experience would have been better there in that sense as well.
Yeah, I think so. He just doesn't float my boat, I'll be honest with you. He come with this great reputation, and I haven't seen anything that he's lived up to. This fantastic player that's going to take the country by storm. He's going to be the next big thing for England. And I've never seen him have a good game. I honestly haven't.
Not when
I
he's
just
starting.
I really hope. I hope and pray that Sancho comes good for us, but I need convincing.
Yeah,
That's all I'm going to say.
Chris, what you think on that?
I've said it. I've been saying it for years. I'm not sure what the big deal is about Sancho. He looks brilliant in short sub appearances when he comes on in the last 5 minutes against tired legs, woeful defences in the Bundesliga, and players are literally jumping out of the way of him rather than making a challenge. They literally, you watched him and you think, where the hell's that defender gone? He's made a slide tackle, but he's 20 yards away. Literally just gone flying past in front. You're thinking, what's going on here? That's how bad the defending is in the Bundesliga. And that's the only time he looks good. When he plays from the start, he's crap. I just don't see it. I've not seen him play well. I don't get the hype about him at all.
I just thought the money would be better spent on defensive midfielder for me, because I think that's what United are missing. I'd like them to have got Declan Rice, and I think they'd have been a force.
Surely you're not suggesting Fred's not good enough.
He's not good enough. Let's be honest, he's a poor, but he gets picked every week. He must be doing something in training. And don't get back to the young boys
I'm not mentioning
arguing.
anything. I'm not going to go through that. I've done that one.
But he must be doing something in training for him to get picked week in, week out, because no one can see, and that's what everyone on the site, basically, of what he actually gives to United, you know, as a...
He runs around.
He runs around
a lot.
it. But you can't, again, a place in Manchester United centre midfield by being a good runner, can you?
Well, apparently you can in an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United team.
Yeah.
And they
It's a
paid big money.
strange one. Go on, Rob.
Yeah, and they paid big money for him as well.
Yeah.
Was it 50 mil?
Yep.
Yes, somewhere around that. I think it was 51, somewhere around.
And that was worth it for the laughs he gives us. And he is comedy gold, that lad. When you see him trying to control a pass, comedy gold. Really is.
He is a trier. He gives it all, but you can try as much as you want, but chicken chicken shit.
There's not much.
It's not gonna be chicken salad.
Another one I was going to ask you about at United, Tellez. What's going on with him?
He's
Injury?
injured. Yeah, he's injured.
Moving forward with him, like when he comes back from his injury, do you see him pushing for that left back spot?
It might be coincidence, or it might be because of his arrival, but Luke's finally found form once there was someone who could take his place. So
Do you think Shaw's playing that well?
because he had a pretty good reputation coming from Portugal, didn't he?
no, Saw is not a great defender even now, but he's good in possession. He's good at driving with the ball forward, and his delivery has improved quite a lot.
Yeah, but it's still his delivery's not the best.
And remember this. He was a Saw was a fat lump of. You know what I mean.
Jose
Before
Mourinho
him,
must
so
still be
he's
used.
a lot improved.
Jose Mourinho
Oh,
must still be
he's-
guiding
he's-
him. That's what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, he's the brains. Mourinho is the brains.
That's what's happened.
One thing I'd like to bring up, boys, before we go, is me and Chris were talking about it before. The standard of refereeing, has it improved? Has it got worse? I'm talking about this new incentive that they've got to allow play to go on more, to not give so many free kicks for small incidents, should we say. And to me, it's gone the total opposite way. I want contact. I want to see all thrill games, tackles. I love tackles. Pushing a fella off the ball with strength. I like all that. But is it going too far now? Those Martin Atkinson was the referee for the Everton game. And I'm not just crying about Everton. But what happened was there was 2 challenges there that were horrific challenges, and they weren't even given as free kicks. And has it gone too far the other way now? Ask it, want to ask you.
Was one of those on Richarlison?
Yeah. One was by Tarkovsky, and it was an absolute dreadful off the ground 2-footed challenge. And he never even got a free kick for it, by the way. And it was just absolutely terrible. I don't know whether that's just Martin Atkinson or whether other referees are letting so much go now that it's gone from not doing enough to doing too much.
Yeah.
Same with the Harvey Elliott situation, you know. They never actually give a free kick to start with, and then VAR comes in and he gets sent off.
No, it wasn't the VAR. It was the assistant.
Oh, sorry, the assistant
VAR
referee
didn't give
sent him off.
Which is the oddest thing, is why was VAR not used? When it's a red bloody card, the first thing VAR... I mean, I understand that nobody wants to sit and watch that again. I wouldn't want to. But, you know, what's the point in having VAR if they're not going to look at things like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a strange decision, and how it never got rescinded, I don't know. It's going too far the other way now, maybe.
Right, before we go, do one last thing. Predictions. Have you got time to
Right,
stay and do
go
the
on.
predictions, Billy? Obviously, we know you're
Yeah, I
ahead
am,
from
yeah.
last week. Isn't that right, Deep?
Yeah, I'm just ahead. Only just ahead, though.
What was it? 5-4 was it, Deeps? The Billy's ahead.
No, I'm ahead 5-4.
Oh, I don't think
Alright,
that
okay.
sounds right. I don't think that sounds right. Oh, I can't believe that.
Right, go through the
Yeah.
game stress.
Right.
So basically, what's happened is you're still mad at me for saying Leeds might win.
No, Deeps! Are you trying to suggest I'm biased towards Billy because he's a fellow Scouser? Is that what you're suggesting?
Or maybe you're just racist towards us Asians.
It could well be. I'll ask the missus, she'll tell you. So we'll start with Newcastle United Leeds, and you may as well join in, Rob. Even though you're going to be you won't be able to catch them up on points, but you'll still be ahead of me.
Right, I'll go first on this
Right,
one.
Billy.
A 1-1 draw.
I'm going to write these down this time.
Okay. Two pretty poor sides, and Newcastle are probably the worst side of the two, but home advantage, they'll get a draw 1-1.
Right.
Rob?
You go next, Deeps.
Oh, I'm gonna go 4-2 Leeds again.
4-2 Leeds. Right. So 2-4.
Yeah, every time.
Okay. Well, even when they're playing Man United again.
Yeah, this one will be 4-2, but only for this time it will be for Man United.
Rob, what's your prediction on that one?
This is my first time doing predictions, so I'll give it a go. I'll go Leeds 2-1 over Newcastle.
Don't worry, you
nice,
can't
okay.
be any worse than those two, Rob. Don't worry. Trust me, you can't be. They didn't get a single score right last week. So next one is
Neither did you.
Wolves Brentford.
Wolves, I'll go first again. Wolves 4, Brentford 0.
Oh,
Oh wow.
There's the pasting.
Deeps.
It's a pace in there.
Maybe 2-1 to Wolves.
2-1. Right. And now Rob.
I'll go 3-1 to Wolves.
Oh. So everyone's going
Nice.
Wolves. So none of you are giving them a chance then, Brentford.
Not even
No,
a draw.
They're playing too well, Wolves. And someone's got to get a pasting off them. It's going to be Brentford.
Yeah, I think so. You know, when you watch them, you do think somebody's in for a bloody hiding off them, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are half playing well. Right, Burnley Arsenal next.
Burnley,
So,
Arsenal.
Billy.
I'm going 2-1 to Burnley.
Yep.
I don't think Arsenal are good enough to get a result, and a bit of a boost for Burnley. The Dice signed a new contract. Club will be happy, players will be happy. Arsenal are going to get beaten again.
Good.
I'm going for a draw. A massive point in the relegation battle for Arsenal. 1-1.
Oh. And Rob.
1-1, eh?
Oh, that's a tough one. Ooh. I'll go a 2-2 draw.
Right.
So only Billy's gone for Burnley, everybody else gone for a draw. Right, Liverpool Palace. Billy?
So, yeah.
Liverpool Palace.
3-0 to Liverpool. Yeah, 3-0 to Liverpool. They're far too strong for Palace. I know Palace had a good result last week, but they're still not a great side. Liverpool are a good side. 3-0. Liverpool.
Okay. So Deeps.
Again, maybe 4-1 to Liverpool.
4-1. Oh. And Rob.
Chris, is it?
Yeah, go on, you got that.
I'm
Rob?
here. Rob.
I'll go 4-0 Liverpool. I think I'm pretty confident. 4-0.
Oh well, that's jinxed it now. You've all gone for Liverpool.
no, it's
Really
seven.
good jinxed us, hasn't it, eh? And quick question before we carry on: is Billy related
Yeah.
to the Queen of
Let's
Scotty
jinx
Road?
them.
Somebody, Dave's just asked on the chat: is Billy related to the Queen of Scotty Road? Are you, Bill? I don't. You're not hearing
Who's
me.
the Queen of Scotty Road? Can I tell you? I don't know who the Queen of Scotty Road is.
Okay, well, that we'll leave that one.
I haven't heard of you, but I don't know who the Queen of Scotty Road is.
To be honest, I don't either, but we won't say anything about that. Right, Man City versus Southampton. Billy? Billy? Hello? Billy? Anybody there?
3-0 to Man City. Yeah, 3-0. Yeah, 3-0 to Man City.
Right,
You
Deep.
hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. Deeps.
4-1 again to Manchester City.
You like the 4-1, don't you? I suppose if you say it enough, it might actually happen. And Rob?
At least. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is very true.
I'll go 3-0 to Man City.
3-0. So you've gone with Billy's. Yeah, you're out of it then. Said the same as Billy, there's no chance.
Yeah.
He never gets them right, does he, Deep?
Hey, yeah, I'm good at this.
Oh yeah, we've seen that. Norwich v Watford. So Billy?
Billy, you predicted Everton. You predicted Everton to not win.
Maybe he just didn't
Yeah,
want
well,
to
no.
jinx them.
Don't take too much pride in your predictions.
To be fair, it's a normal
Well,
reaction.
what's the next one, Tris?
Norwich Watford.
Yeah.
It's an exciting game,
Norwich
this.
Watford. I feel like saying who cares, but Norwich Watford. Yeah.
Oh, well, at least
I'm going for 0-0.
no, thank God we don't have anybody from Norwich or Watford listening. Sorry, what was that again?
I think it's a 0-0 draw for me.
0-0. Right. And Deeps.
Yeah.
2-1 to Watford, maybe, with Ismail Ashar getting the goal.
Nice.
2-1. Yeah. So and then Rob.
I'll go 1-0 Norwich.
1-0.
Ooh, first win of the
Sorry.
season.
Deeps,
clean
did you
sheet.
say 2-1
And a
Norwich
clean
or
sheet, yeah.
2-1 Watford? Just checking.
Watford.
Just checking because
Yeah,
it's Norwich
Watford.
v Watford, so that'll be 1-2 rather than 2-1.
But the right answer is who cares?
Norwich and Watford fans probably. There'll be,
Yeah.
at least, there'll be
Yeah.
3 or 4 people upset at what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Right, now Villa v... Oh, God. Oh, this is one that matters even less than Watford Norwich, this one. Aston Villa Everton.
Aston Villa Everton 2-1. I think Aston Villa might just do us.
Oh,
I
right.
think they played really well.
Billy is a coward. Billy is a coward.
I'm not a coward. I've got a couple of white feathers here, but I'm not a coward. Like it's just I think Villa played really well last week. I didn't think we did until the second
He's
half.
got no faith in his
And
team.
I'm thinking that it's got. No, I've got
No,
faith in this
no,
team.
no. No, Billy,
You got to lose a game sometime, and this could be the one we're going to lose.
you're just
So
you're
I'm-
just scared. You're just scared that you're gonna jinx the team.
Yeah, well, possibly. But I
See,
think they're a good side. I think Villa are a good side. I think they're possibly a better side than Everton.
It's just cowardly. No, you know, avoiding doing predictions. It's cowardly.
I'm the coward of the county, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm just telling
No,
you what
I
can
don't.
happen.
You know, I don't do
Billy-
them because I.
surely, Billy's favorite.
So come on, Deeps. What do you
Surely,
say?
Billy's favorite cartoon is Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I am a cowardly lion, I must admit. But yeah, I've got to speak what I think. It's not me saying, Everton are going to win when I don't think they will. So a 2-1 defeat, not a 2-1 defeat. Deeps.
Well, I'm gonna go for 2-2 draw.
Yep.
All right, 2-2 draw.
And Rob,
And what about you, Rob?
Yep, I agree with Deeps. 2-2.
he's just agreeing with
Ooh.
somebody each time. That's what he's doing. It's not the
Yeah,
Cheating,
said
man,
you
is.
bets.
That's
Yeah,
why
but-
I said I'll go last.
You don't
No,
want to
but
agree
Rob,
with
you need to
those two.
understand one thing. You need to understand one thing. Last week we did the prediction and got 0 bang on. None were like actually correct. So it's not a sound strategy.
Yeah, don't
We will
believe
this
it.
week, though, Deeps.
The soundest strategy is saying something different from those two because they're clearly useless. So,
They're meant to get one right.
no, they don't. Honestly,
Yeah, they get
trust
one
me.
right this week.
Trust me, they don't have to. Brighton versus Leicester's the next one.
Right, next one, so Brighton versus Leicester. 2-2. Very entertaining game. Both decent footballing teams. And loads of goals. Vardy to get 2 and a 2-all draw.
Right, Deeps.
I'm gonna repeat my prediction for Brighton from last week. It's gonna be a 2-1 victory for Brighton with Ibs Basuma scoring a late winner.
Right.
Ooh.
And now Rob. Which one are you going
1-1
to copy
draw.
this time?
1-1 draw. Neil Maupay's going to score and Jamie Vardy's going to score.
You don't get
Oh,
extra
nice.
points for naming the scorers. I'd just like to point that out before you get all excited. You lot.
Bonus 5 points.
Yeah, you'll get a bonus. Yes, you'll get a bonus.
You just want to take the fun out of it, because then whoever got the bonus, if any one of you got it lucky enough to get a scorer right, they'd have won, because none of the rest of you are going to get anything right, are you? West Ham v,
Go on, what's next?
v somebody United, I don't know, Manchester United.
All right. I'm
Before,
going.
before you guys make the prediction, let me just remind you, Antonio is suspended.
Right, okay then.
Good point. Good
1-all
point.
draw. A 1-all draw. Because even though they haven't got Antonio, they still got a good chance against Man United. I think it's got a 1-all draw written all over it. Ronaldo to score again for you.
But do they have enough young boys in their team?
You can't keep going there, Deeps.
Oh,
That's the ball
just
from
got-
Wakefield.
come on, Deeps. That's just, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel with these kind of jokes.
Deeps, what's your prediction on that?
3-1 Manchester United.
Oh,
All right,
no.
okay.
3-1 Manchester United, so 1-3 then. Stop confusing me, for God's sake. I'm writing it down the wrong way round, because it's...
This should be interesting. Rob's take on this.
Deeps just took my prediction, so I'll change it
What?
up a bit.
Bloody hell.
I swear to God. I swear I was going to say 3-1 to United, but
yeah.
I'll change it now. And I'll say 2-0 to Manchester United.
Mm. Right, so the
No
final...
Antonio.
Yeah, no, Antonio.
Go on, Rob. Sorry, I was letting you. I was waiting for you to finish then. Was that it? Just no Antonio.
Antonio, no party.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So the final game of the
Partey
weekend.
plays for Arsenal. He doesn't.
Exactly. That's why he's not there.
Oh,
That's why there's no party. So the final game of the weekend is the small matter of Spurs versus Chelsea. And those two really hate each other.
Spurs Chelsea is 0-2. Lukaku to score a double, and Harry Winks to be taken off after 15 minutes because he's absolutely hopeless.
And get a move to Everton in the following transfer window.
Let me just check whether Sean is gonna be fit or not.
Who?
We are linked with him, by the way.
Oh, Billy, you can be very assured that he's not gonna sign for you because the only seat players he signed from the league is from Manchester United.
That's a point.
Be,
That is
be
the
more
point.
worried. You should be more worried about maybe landing Fred.
That's a new
We want
era.
Donny. We could have had Donny at the start, by the way. Only you wouldn't let him go. We asked for Donny.
It's a new
Yeah,
era.
you did, and
Deeps.
apparently
Mhm.
Ole didn't want to let him go.
No, we wanted him on loan. That's why, and he wouldn't have it.
So anyway,
Yeah.
Deep's prediction: Spurs Chelsea.
New era, same old shit. I think Son might be fit, so let's say 1-1.
Oh,
More in hope, but
that's a big shout. And Rob.
Rob,
Oh, is it
2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea?
Right. Yeah, 2-1.
Right. So we.
Chris, it is 1-1-2. You need to be
1-6.
holding this
Yes,
from
yes, I know.
Well done, Deeks.
Yes, I figured that out. Don't worry. I checked before I wrote it down this time, rather than having to change it like I did with your ones. God, you lot are bloody useless, I tell you. Right, so we're
Right,
going
boys, I'm off on the lash. I'm going out with a drink.
he's going out with Thomas Partey
I'm
for the
going,
bevy.
yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm going to get rotten drunk and have a lie-in tomorrow. So, thank you very much, boys. It's been a buzz, and I shall see you next Thursday.
Yeah, see you next
See you next
Thursday.
Thursday,
I think
Billy.
Good
we'll,
night
you.
now. Cheers, boys. Thank
we'll
you.
call it a stop there then. So thanks for everyone that's
Ta-ra,
listened,
boys.
except Bazza, obviously, because like he doesn't count because he's Ed 25's son and he has to listen or he gets a spanking off his daddy. So